If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. The 81st Golden Globe Award nominations have just been announced. The main ceremony will be held on January 7, 2024, from the Beverly Hilton in Beverly Hills, California, produced by Dick Clark Productions, Ricky Kirshner and Glenn Weiss. The latter will also serve as director. This is the first ceremony after Dick Clark Productions and Eldridge Industries took full control of the Golden Globes from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. The ceremony will also be the first to air live on CBS in the United States for the first time since 1982. The nominees were announced on December 11, 2023, in an event hosted by Cedric the Entertainer and Vilma Valderrama. Most of the categories were revealed during a streaming presentation, while 10 of the categories were revealed during a segment on CBS Mornings. Barbie and Succession are tied for the most nominated works, with each receiving 9 nominations. This marks the first Golden Globe ceremony in which each category features 6 nominees, rather than the historical 5. On June 12, 2023, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association announced that all rights of properties related to the Golden Globes were to be acquired by Dick Clark Productions and Eldridge Industries. In February 2023, it was announced that CBS had acquired the broadcast rights to the ceremony, replacing the Golden Globes' longtime US broadcast partner, NBC. Dick Clark Productions wanted to move the ceremony back to Sunday nights, but the extension of the National Football League regular season into January meant the ceremony needed to be scheduled around NBC's Sunday Night Football. On September 26, 2023, it was announced that 2 new categories would be added for the upcoming ceremony: Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, and the Best Performance in Stand-Up Comedy or Television, also known as Best Stand-Up Comedian on Television. The decision has received backlash from some media outlets, with people saying that the Golden Globes are grasping for relevance with the decidedly populist bent Cinematic and Box Office Achievement in motion pictures. Now, in order for a film to be nominated in the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award, the film has to have a total gross of $150 million, of which $100 million must come from the US domestic box office and or obtain digital streaming viewership recognized by trusted industry sources. This is just another attempt now by the award ceremonies to try and incorporate big money-making movies into their typically more niche nominee pool. According to Golden Globes executive Vice President Tim Gray, he put it that these films have typically not been recognized among industry awards, but they should be. Surely, though, of course, it has nothing to do with that no one wants to watch the award shows anymore, because most of the films that are nominated nobody's actually seen. In 2018, the Academy Awards quickly walked back a new category for Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film after facing immense backlash. In 2022, the ceremony introduced a fan-voted awards that went to Army of the Dead and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Most of the votes reportedly came from bots and therefore could not be legitimized. So for me, merging the award season with the box office has been bumpy at best in the past. One might argue that making big bucks at the box office is its own reward, and the smaller art house films usually represented at the Oscars and the Globes are more in need of the boost that you can get from being nominated. For example, a lot of these films I wouldn't even watch if they weren't nominated. One might also argue that the category is almost unnecessary this year, when the biggest box office success stories have actually been the most critically acclaimed films as well, most notably Barbie and Oppenheimer. Unfortunately for the Golden Globes, this speaks more to the reputation of the ceremony and the makeup of its voting body than how people really feel about the blockbuster award. This is an attempt from a ceremony that almost was killed off 2 years ago to sort of bounce back and be recognized once again. Even the new award for a performer in a stand-up special includes rules of eligibility, which means traditional stand-up of comedy performances, or at least 30 minutes on a recognized platform. It almost doesn't really fit with the Golden Globes type of show. But in the same breath, though, recognizing fantastic comedic performances will never go amiss in my eyes. So out of the 2 new categories, I probably could accept this one more so. I've always liked the nonchalant way the Golden Globes has been presented. I like the mere fact that categories are also split up into drama and comedy and musical, and that the ceremony also includes awards for TV shows and miniseries. The show is also much more relaxed in presentation, as everybody sits at tables, laughs a lot, and drinks quite a bit too. And of course, having the likes of Ricky Gervais as the host in the past has always led to some hilarious, if not uncomfortable, laughs. Of course, though, the main point of the Golden Globes is it acts as a precursor, a sort of hint, as it were, to who will be nominated at the Academy Awards later in 2024. Now let's discuss quickly some of the nominations. There were a lot of familiar names and familiar nominations for the 81st Golden Globes. Unsurprisingly, it was really a great day for Barbie and the final season of Succession, The Bear and Oppenheimer. However, for the legendary Harrison Ford, the newer version of Color Purple, it proved a bit of a disappointing one. Firstly, let's discuss some of the big snubs. As I discussed, Harrison Ford. He was absolutely superb in Apple TV Plus's Shrinking. and in many ways it reignited his career, especially after a very dull Indiana Jones movie. Other people would have mentioned his performance in 1923, with his relationship particularly with Helen Mirren, but unfortunately the Golden Globes decided to ignore the veteran actor. Notably, Ridley Scott's biopic Napoleon, featuring Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby, also received no nominations. Phoenix instead sprung a surprise nod for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical for his role as Beau is Afraid, a 3-hour-long black comedy, with some calling it the most bonkers movie of the year. Also, the musical drama The Colour Purple only received 2 nominations for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy and Best Supporting Actress. It failed to make the nominees for Best Picture. Also, the movie Ferrari, about the famed life of Enzo Ferrari, which stars, of course, Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz, was snubbed altogether. Some surprises turned out being Saltburn, who scored 2 acting nominations for its stars, Barry Keoghan and Rosamund Pike, neither of whom were considered frontrunners. Also, Nicolas Cage got a nod for Dream Scenario. And Netflix's World War II drama, All the Light We Cannot See, was nominated for Best TV Series, despite critics giving it the thumbs down, although it's a show that I particularly quite enjoyed. Gary Oldman getting a nomination for the film Slow Horses was a bit of a surprise, as was voting Taylor Swift the Eras Tour in the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award. But then again, this is a new category and I suppose anything goes. As I mentioned earlier, Barbie and Oppenheimer led the nominations with 9 and 8 nominations respectively. Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things also among the contenders with 7 nominations each, with Emma Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio, Cillian Murphy and Devon Joy Randolph among the acting nominees. Succession leads the TV nominations with 9 in total, including Best TV Series Drama. Only Murders in the Building, The Diplomat, The Morning Show, The Crown are among the other TV shows to be recognised, as well as one of my favourites, The Last of Us. South Korean film Past Lives is the most nominated non-English language film with a total of 5 nominations. Barbie's 9 nominations include Margot Robbie as Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy, Ryan Gosling for Best Supporting Actor, and Greta Gerwig for Best Director. The feminist satire about the all-conquering line of plastic dolls has received 3 nominations for Best Original Song, namely Dance the Night by Dua Lipa, I'm Just Ken from Ryan Gosling, and What I Was Made For by Billie Eilish. Oppenheimer is also nominated for Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, while Christopher Nolan is nominated for Best Director, while Emily Blunt also has been nominated for her supporting role in the film. Cillian Murphy is one of 6 nominees for Best Actor in a Drama for his role in the biographical movie about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the head of the Manhattan Project, who invented the nuclear bomb. Others nominated in the category include Bradley Cooper, who plays master composer Leonard Bernstein in Maestro. Coleman Domingo is also nominated for Rustin, the true story of the man who helped Martin Luther King organize the 1963 March on Washington. Andrew Scott is one of the nominees in the same category for his role in the British romantic fantasy film All of Us Strangers, which also stars Paul Mescal. In the TV categories, Elizabeth Debicki in The Crown, Hannah Waddingham in Ted Lasso, Meryl Streep for her role in Only Murders in the Building have all been nominated for Best Supporting Roles. With 33 nominations, Streep is the record holder for the most ever Golden Globe nominations. As well as Oppenheimer, films nominated for box office achievement include summer blockbusters Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, John Wick Chapter 4, Super Mario Bros. The Movie, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. By distributor, Netflix are the leader in the nominations with 28 in total, 13 for film and 15 for television shows. HBO Max have the most TV nominations with 17 in total. All in all, it will be a very interesting year within the Golden Globes. With a new TV network, 2 new categories, and an almost sort of rebirth for the Golden Globes, 2024 could be a make or break year for the precursor ceremony to the Oscars.